I'm gonna teach you how to paint Walter White from Breaking Bad. Just kidding. For this, you need to learn the fundamentals of art, which is drawing a sphere. My name is Anna, and I will be teaching you guys how to draw a sphere. Alright, before we start, I want to give out a warning. I am dyslexic, so some of these sentences don't make sense, and I'm sorry. So the materials you'll need to draw a sphere is paper, of course, pencil, any type of pencil will do as long as, it works as a pencil, and an eraser, again, any type of eraser will do. First step that we need to do is draw a circle. For this circle, it doesn't really have to be, a circle, as long as it looks like a circle, you'll be fine. All right, next step is we have to determine where the light source is coming from. So let's say that the light source, or the sun, is here. Awful sun, sorry. That means the light is gonna hit over here, light or whatever. So with the sun and with the light coming from that direction, we have to focus where the highlight's gonna be. And the highlight is just the whitest part of the sphere. So for that, to determine where that is, we can just, do a circle here. And that's going to be highlight. So we'll leave it there. Now we have to focus on midtone. Midtone is just the general color of the sphere. So it's going to be everything to the point here. So all of this will be midtone. This is still highlight. Now we have to focus on the core shadow, which is the darkest part, which is the actual shadow from the light source. So again, we're just going to make another one here. That's going to be the core shadow. And now we have reflected highlight, which is basically the light bouncing back from the table here back to the ball. So again, another line here. And that's all basically like you need for the sphere. Right now, what you want to do is you want to start filling in your midtone. So your midtone is just going to be a normal pressure of graphite, like that basically. So we're just going to do this all around here. Doesn't matter how, it's going to look a little blocky, not blocky, like a little bit weird, chunky, uneven, but it's okay because, we learn like this. So we're just going to fill this in. All right, so once you fill this in, you're going to notice that the highlight looks a little bit weird. So what you're going to do is add light pressure to the edges of the highlight to make it look more natural. Yeah, it's optional if you want to use your fingers to blend too, but if you don't want to get your fingers dirty, you don't. But yeah, you can just do very light here, and let's say I got it too dark because of my smudge, I can always just erase it and make another highlight like that. Now we're gonna do the core shadow, which is gonna be darker than your midtone, so it has to be like a noticeably dark. So this is the difference from the from the midtone to the core shadow. So we're just gonna fill this section out. Now that you get to this point, you're gonna see like this doesn't look smooth yet. So now what you're gonna do is try to blend the pressures together. So here's very dark, here's very light, and then you just want to go in between them and then just add pressure right in the middle and then transition it lightly to the midtone section. And let's say you can see this noticeable dark line here, just darken the core shadow part. All right, now that it looks blended, we're going to focus now on the reflected highlight, which is the end of the circle here. I'm just going to redefine the shape because we kind of lost it. Now we're going to focus on the reflected highlight, which is basically going to be a lighter version of our midtone. So we're just going to go in very light, like this. Again, try blending it out as much as you can. There we go. And let's say we don't like how light it is. How dark it is, because, we can't see that it's reflected. Always, we can use an eraser to add the highlight like that. And there's your highlight. Of course, you're going to have to blend a little. But yeah, that's it for the actual ball itself. Now, since we have that complete, we need to focus on the cast shadow, which is basically the shadow from the ball that's hitting the table. So let's say this is the table here. we're like, okay, it's almost getting there, we just need a shadow for here. So we're just gonna add more pressure here to add to the shadow. We're gonna add shadow here, underneath it, and over here to the side a little bit. We're just gonna add some here. And we're gonna take this a little bit further outwards. We also kind of want to make this round, but we also have to take into consideration that it's reflecting on the table, so it's not going to be perfectly round. It's going to be like a oval shape. So we're going to keep doing this just very harshly because it is a shadow. And the further we go more out here, the lighter it's going to get. So it's just going to get more fuzzy. Same thing over here. Here we're not going to add too much because this is where the light's coming from. So it's just a little bit, and then again slowly adding less pressure. And yeah, that's about it. There is your sphere. But yeah, this is your basic how to draw a sphere. Also, I didn't get a good angle of the ball, but here it is. There's the sun. There's the very horribly shaped sphere, but that's the basics. All right, you're an artist now. Stop drawing stick figures and draw spheres, because now you know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed.